Please leave a message after the tone. Beep.
Then you have to behave and sit down and know your fucking place.
3, 2, 1. Slut Shack, baby, Slut Shack. Slut Shack, baby, Slut Shack.
We got this.
We're rolling. We are live. Coco.
Are we actually, Cinnamon?
Coco, we are live. I am fucking with my
Don't
mic.
freaking repeat that a third time this time.
Oh, yes, sir.
Last time you did 3, and it
It
threw
was
us off.
one too much.
One
and
too
it
many.
pissed me off.
One
when I
too
heard
many.
it when we edited
It's
it.
okay.
It's okay.
We're good now. We stopped.
Stop everything. Stop the train.
No, the train keeps rolling. It keeps chugging along. It goes.
Then there's nothing you can do to stop it.
I mean, you always got that. What is it? It's not the train problem. It's the trolley problem.
I can always
right?
just give up and lay on the tracks.
Well, that's what I was thinking about, laying on the tracks. But then my head went to like the trolley problem, with like there's 2 paths and one of them has like one person and the other one has like usually more than one person. But like
I like the variation where you pull the lever and it does nothing. Yeah. You pull the lever, but it does nothing.
Is that essentially playing God by choosing in the first place? Should you just let the train make up its own mind?
But humans design trains. You can't just say let Jesus take the wheel. It's like we design wheels for humans to take them. Hey,
Who said anything about Jesus? What if I just want Odin to take the wheel?
What if I want Shania Twain to take the wheel?
Is Shania Twain God now?
No, she said, "Let's go, girls," and that's good enough for me.
Random AF.
And then she said, "Let's go, girls."
Okay. I don't know what this is from, actually.
Wait, what from? Shania Twain?
I know where Shania Twain is from.
Where's she from?
I mean, not like
Texas or something?
Probably Texas. I didn't mean
Let's look it up.
physically. We're gonna look up where Shania Twain is from.
Where is Shania Twain from? Zuko?
Canadian? I wouldn't have guessed that.
Oh my God.
That's so random.
The second Texas, honestly. Alberta, all the oil barons.
Did you just compare Canada to Texas?
Yes, they have a ton of rich oil barons that are snowbirds, like in South. I almost called the southern U.S. South America.
I mean, I guess that's one way to talk
We have
about it.
the Gulf of America now.
We're not going to talk about the Gulf of America.
Yeah, deleting that.
No, we can keep that, but we're just not going to continue that conversation.
Yeah.
Speaking of gulfs and water, I'm a little thirsty.
That was a smooth transition.
I know.
That was smooth like butter.
I keep it real smooth. So currently I have sugar-free Red Bull stolen from Cinnamon's fridge.
Yes, sir. I have another sugar-free Red Bull, also stolen from my own fridge.
Is it stealing if it's from yourself?
Yes, because I'm not worthy.
Dang. Okay. That's a existential question there. But speaking of thirst and drinks in general, favorite Dutch Bros order? You want to out your Dutch Bros order?
I will. I'll give people more clues to my identity. I drink a Kokomo.
A Kokomo? Okay. I'm not a big fan of like coconut drinks.
It doesn't taste super coconutty to me.
I
It's just got a little stank
tried
on
your
it.
order the other day.
It's just got a little
and
stank.
I could still taste some of the coconut. Like I just can't do coconut and then like a lot of stuff like cakes or drinks or coconut water. Like I don't know. I just don't like it. I just don't like fake coconut flavors, I think is the problem.
Yeah. It's like when they do the fake banana flavor and it tastes like poison.
Oh yeah, no fake banana flavoring. Freaking Zuko.
God, Zuko is on one. I'm
Zuko just
sending
wants to
him
be let
outside.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't want Zuko to freaking jump off the ledge.
That's a risk I'm willing to take.
For our audience, you know how they say, cats always land on their feet? I have zero faith that Zuko, even if Zuko tried, could land on his feet.
It's his thumbs. They throw off the whole balance of his axis.
I don't know what Zuko's
His
gone through.
gravitational axis.
Zuko's been through a lot. I'm not gonna talk shit about the poor guy, but the dude's so uncoordinated. It's actually kind of funny.
He is. He's my helpless little man. I love my men pathetic.
You like your people pathetic, girl. Have you
People
met
in
the people you dated? Sorry, cinnamon catching strays here.
Oh my lord! Just making sure it was recording still.
No,
That's
it's
what I was doing.
okay. I thought you were pausing the recording just so that
No,
the
I
audience would
wasn't
hear
gonna
this.
cheat you out. I was like, oh, that was a good one. I'm making sure we got that.
Fair. Did I say my order?
No, you just said
So-
how much you didn't like mine.
Yeah, sorry. The coconut throws me off on that one.
It's okay.
I have 2 orders
Uh-huh.
at Dutch Bros.
Yes, I remember them. Wait, can I guess?
Um,
Remember that one time you accidentally ordered a gummy bear annihilator for someone? Because
okay,
they asked you to.
someone texted me, and so their their 2 go-to orders were either an OG gummy bear or an annihilator. And when I asked them what they wanted, they texted me, I want a gummy bear annihilator. And I'm confused. No, they texted you, and you texted me that this is what they want. And I was like, you need to go back to them and ask them if this is what they actually mean, because that makes no sense. And you were like, no, it'll be fine. It'll be okay.
That sounds like me.
And so I was like, oh, you know what? Screw it. I order. The person at Dutch Bros doesn't even is not even phased. She's just like, yeah, okay, I'll make
She
it.
probably hears weird stuff all the time.
I guess
for
so.
the people's reference that don't go to Dutch Bros, an annihilator is a very milky coffee sort of drink, and a gummy bear obviously is like a sweet.
It's an energy drink,
Yeah.
right? So it's like
those two mixed together would be gross.
Yeah, it would be gross, and they should never mix together. Like that's nightmare fuel right there. And I think they ended up making just like a annihilator, I think is what they ended up making.
They just disregarded the gummy bear as they should.
They just disregarded the gummy bear
They're
part
like,
of
you
it.
don't want this.
Yeah. But my order, I either get, when I'm in the mood for an energy drink, I will get their Aftershock. And when I just do a regular coffee order, I get the annihilator, but I like to add white chocolate to it.
Why white chocolate?
I don't know, something about it just tastes better.
I've never liked white chocolate. I don't know if I'd like white chocolate flavoring.
Well, I like white chocolate like mochas and stuff too. So like the annihilator with white chocolate is like just like an elevated white
it's
chocolate.
elevated.
It's elevated.
Just like Gordon Ramsay.
Oh,
Where's the lamb sauce?
I really want to try. I know I always hear not great things about his restaurants in Vegas and stuff.
Everyone's a hater.
Everyone's a hater, but like I imagine it's just going to be overpriced, just average food, is my assumption. But I still want to go to Vegas and try his restaurant.
Me too. Just because I've watched so much Hell's Kitchen.
We gotta go. I was about to say, oh, let's go this summer, but Vegas is gonna be so hot in the summer.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize how hot Vegas gets. I don't think people realize that Vegas is a desert.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
That's where they that's where they set off all the nukes in Nevada.
Really?
Yeah, that's why most of Nevada is uninhabited. They have aliens and nukes.
That's New Mexico that has aliens and nukes. That's Roswell and like
Area 51 is in Nevada.
Area 51. Yeah.
But
that's
they
in
set off
Nevada.
nukes. And so tons of Nevada's radioactive, and then the radioactive air gets carried over to the farmland, the heartland of America, and gets into the cows, and then we eat the cow meat, and then we all get cancer.
Yeah, all I know is in Oppenheimer they set off the nuke in New Mexico, and they have
so
aliens in Roswell.
Everywhere's fucked.
I guess so. We're all
That makes me hungry for New Mexico beef.
New Mexico beef. Do they have beef in New Mexico? I thought they had the beef in.
They have beef everywhere, baby.
I guess.
You're just not looking in the right places.
I guess. I just assumed that all the cows were in freaking Texas. Where does most of American beef come from? It's got to be like.
There was a lot of cows in like local. There's a lot of local beef farmers. Like when I went to Colorado, they're wandering the plains, the cows.
I guess I've seen local farms in like most like the edge of every suburb I feel like I go to.
Yeah.
It's like regardless of what state.
We need to bring farming back. We need to make farming sexy.
make farming
Make farming sexy again.
That just reminds me. Did you ever watch Smallville, the TV show?
No, but I can see the actor's head because you and Lola, do you remember that person?
Yeah.
That you guys have the hots for the.
Of course, Tom Welling is the cutest man. Okay,
he was pretty stinking cute, but I never watched the show.
To anyone who hasn't watched Smallville, Smallville is like a Superman origin story essentially, but basically you have Clark Kent growing up on a farm, and like him and his family are all freaking farmers, right? And so my only real reference to like to farming stuff is just like Smallville. I guess I watched like a little bit of like Yellowstone and stuff, but like yeah, mostly it's just like Clark Kent on a farm looking cute, and he's super powered, so he's not even working that hard.
So you're like, oh, I'll get into farming.
If I had Kryptonian powers, sure. If I was freaking Superman, why not? Being a regular human being and being a farmer sounds like a super tough, miserable, and I can't imagine particularly rewarding job. Like that, props to our farmers out there, but I couldn't do it. But couldn't be me.
They got electrolytes.
From what? The cow shit that they deal with every day?
The machines.
The machines?
They have big machines. Well, that's like industrial scale farming. Well, also like small time farmers, that's got to be even more work, I would assume, because you're doing most of the stuff by hand.
Yeah, I remember, I forget, it was some like health class or something in high school. We were like watching videos about how like all the farmers get screwed by the big companies because like the seeds get like polluted with like the GMO seeds that the big companies have, and like then you have all the animals packed together to make things more efficient, and it's all like germs and diseases, and no aspect of that sounds like that would be fun to deal with.
Don't they have like somewhere in the world they have like these giant like several story like building facilities that are just stuffed with pigs, and they farm pigs indoors and then they make bacon that way?
I've never heard of this, but I would not be surprised.
It sounds like nightmare fuel, doesn't it?
Yeah,
like,
but
just imagine
but
the
I
death.
feel like the world these days that's possible. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. And if it isn't, someone's going to hear this podcast and be like, "Oh, this is how we should be doing it."
That life where your consciousness first opens, and then you're trapped inside this facility, and then you get murdered, and then that consciousness experience gets repeated millions of times.
Are you the pig in this? Like, is this the?
I am in the slaughterhouse. I'm just waiting in line to be slaughtered. That's how I feel all the time.
Story of my life. I'm just waiting to be slaughtered by a hot serial killer.
I don't like eating pig.
Yeah, I love beef, and
sorry vegans.
I love
beef.
I love beef.
Chicken's all right.
Chicken's all right. Shrimp is good.
Tofu's good too. I'll give you that, vegans.
Tofu's all right.
Fried tofu's good though.
Okay, fair.
Is it good for you? I don't know.
I love like crab, lobster.
That's
like,
all right. Shrimp is better.
Really?
Shrimp is way better than lobster. I don't know what everyone's on
I
about.
freaking love lobster.
Lobster.
I don't have it particularly often, to be fair. I definitely have shrimp more often than I have lobster.
Give me a shrimp boil over lobster any day of the week.
We'll agree to disagree on that.
I just want me some shrimp.
Yeah, man, now I'm hungry.
Beans better than everything, though.
Of course. Your obsession with beans is hilarious to me. I love beans, don't get me wrong, but definitely not as much as you.
I need them injected into my veins.
Have you had dinner already?
I ate a bagel before you got here. Avocado bagel.
I need food after this, so
okay.
Now I'm just thirsty and hungry. But
yeah, what are you thirsty and hungry for this episode?
Oh yeah, of course. Thinking of thirsty in a different way though.
Yeah.
What's your type?
My type for when I want my thirst quenched?
Yeah, the other type of thirst.
The other type of thirst. I don't really have a type. I don't know. I say that, but then everyone's like, "Oh my god, all your exes look the same."
Dude, your exes do look the same. Every single person.
It's the smile.
No, it's not even the exes. The funniest part is you'll be like talking about like, oh, like I met this cute girl here, X, Y, and Z location.
Hey, the last girl hit on me. They come to me sometimes.
Or you'll show me someone off of like, off an app or something, and every single person that you actually care to show me, they all look the same. The hair the same, the eyes the same.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
The hair.
Okay, sorry. One braid difference or one hairstyle difference is not much. They all are like similar range of hair color. Their eyes are all like pretty much the same. They all smile the same.
Okay, I'll give you that. The smiles.
The smiles are always the same. You have a type for the smile.
I
like
do. I like a good smile.
It's not a pretty smile. It's a creep smile.
Hey.
It's like could be a serial killer poster smile.
That's hot. What?
Yeah, Cinnamon likes
and that's how I end up getting
beep. Exactly, because you can tell from their face that they're going to wreck you.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, that's hot. That's spicy.
Over here, running right at red flags.
Yeah, like a bull.
Like a bull.
Wave it at me. I'm gonna come running.
I
can fix her.
We can't even judge bulls on this podcast because that's what we do. We run straight for those red flags.
Yeah, I run straight for them.
But yeah, you definitely have a type.
I guess I have a type. I guess the problem is I can't really describe it. I just know it when I see it, and I'm like, I like that.
Yeah, but the problem now is that you're so consistent is that we can tell it now too.
Yeah.
Like
that means that you guys could pick someone out that you think I'll like.
See, my problem is I see them in like potential serial killer, but I know that that's the only people.
Give them my number.
Hey, you look like you could kill a few people here and there on the side. You want my friend's number? She's dumb.
She wants to lay on the tracks. Send her off already. Send her to the farm. Speaking of farming.
Speaking of local
farming,
gosh.
send me to the farm to be slaughtered.
Oh gosh. I don't even know what my type is anymore.
You said your type was hot nerds.
I like people that are like, they're so hot you can't tell that they're nerds up until like you really get to know them, and then you're like, oh, you're like smart and nerdy on the inside, but you're like, you
just don't want it to show on the outside.
Just don't want it to show on the outside.
You won't like someone that cosplays.
I don't have a problem with
unless they're hot.
People cosplaying. I mean, does anybody have a problem with anyone hot cosplaying? Like, come on. No one.
So where do you draw the line? What if they
between what?
Like where they're displaying nerdiness to the world? When
Dude,
is it not hot?
If you're a 10, you could be as much or as little nerdy as you want, and you're hot. Like it's a spectrum. It's like the hot crazy scale, but it's like it's like
the nerd display.
Yeah,
and
you gotta be the hot access and the cringe access has to be balanced.
That is very, very real.
Yeah,
you can't be running around acting like a fucking dork if you're not hot.
Yeah,
then you have to behave and sit down and know your fucking place.
Damn, I feel called out.
I was being sarcastic, by the way, to listeners.
Dang. But yeah, I think it's
everybody listening, do whatever the fuck you want.
I think the slope of that scale is different per person, right?
If you do y equals mx plus b, what's the M?
That's the slope. So mine is probably
what's the numeric value?
For me, it's probably like a 1-to-1 kind of thing,
Yeah, it's a 1-to-1 ratio.
Yeah, but for other people, maybe you prefer them hotter than nerdier, or the other way around. Like everybody's got their own thing.
Okay, what if nerdiness isn't even a factor for some people?
Sorry, cringe.
Cringe.
And I think everybody's got their own definition of cringe.
Everybody also has cringe a little bit.
Yeah.
Everybody's
on the
cringe.
axis. Everybody's on the spectrum.
It's a spectrum. Everyone's on it.
Everyone's on it.
What do you see out the window? Are you allowed to describe it?
I'm looking out the window. There's this person who's like, they got out of their car. They look lost AF, and they're just walking around. I don't know what they're looking for. I can't tell if they're like,
looking for us. They want to be on the pod. They're like, we hear voices because the window's open. Which, by the way...
To,
okay, we're going to beep that out then. Ready?
Like, yeah. We have old beep audio.
Yeah, but I don't want to go find them.
Fine. Beep. Please leave a message after the tone.
Beep. That's starting the episode.
Yeah. Okay. On to the story.
Thanks for keeping us on track, Coco.
Yeah.
I appreciate everything you do.
Thanks. I appreciate everything I do too.
Sorry for interrupting you when you're trying to keep us on track.
Today's story is about being thirsty. In what way? We shall find out after we actually read the story.
I love being a little thirsty.
You're a lot thirsty sometimes.
Yeah. It's a problem.
Who were we thirsty over the other week? Angelina Jolie. God.
Oh, yeah, we watched Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Tomb Raider. We had an Angelina Jolie-a-thon.
We gotta watch more. She's so elegant and
I was gonna say classy.
She's so classy,
gorgeous.
Like if I ever got a list of people that I could have dinner with, she'd be on my list.
Absolutely.
For sure. Like I just want to pick her brain and just be like, how do I what can I learn from you? How can I be more like you? How can I channel that energy in my life?
First thing she's gonna say is, what is that Slut Shack podcast? That needs to go. We're rebranding. We're rebranding you.
Oh gosh. If she tells me to my face that she's listened to the podcast and that she needs it changed, I'll change it. However she wants.
Anything for you, Angelina.
Anything for Angelina Jolie.
Or Mrs. Jolie, if you want me to call you that.
Miss Jolie. Oh gosh. She's definitely on the list.
She's on the list.
Who else? Who else should be on the list?
Well, for you.
Beep. You just outing me like that.
Oh, we can delete that. Okay.
We're deleting that.
Delete. I'm blanking now. I'm panicking.
We'll drop the topic.
Drop the topic.
Okay. We're gonna read the story. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna read the story, and we'll be back shortly.
Break. And we're back, Coco. What the fuck did we just read?
We just read. Let's introduce the story. Actually, The story we read was the Lesbian Wet Bar, Riley's Story by
Abby Kinky Mind.
Abby Kinky Mind. I was gonna read it by Kinky Mind, but I guess it's Abby Kinky Mind.
Thought it was gonna be a bit.
And this one is from literatica.com. I know you put this in one of your comments about when the story is from. The story isn't actually that old. I believe it is from last fall or winter.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's only like 6-7 months old, I think. So it's actually a pretty recent story. It
says, warning, this story involves heavy piss and golden shower themes. Don't read this if this disturbs you.
With that in mind, please also don't listen to the rest of this episode if that disturbs you.
I am probably disturbed. I'm a little bit disturbed. There were a couple parts in the story where I had to stop and I was like, God, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Like, why am I reading this?
So yeah, this episode is all about heavy piss and golden showers. That is the gist.
That's all, baby.
Like I know we've done other stories that have been like PWP, like plot. What plot? This one is
lots of plot.
It's lots of plot, but it's completely embedded into the piss and sex action. I guess it's like we start, getting into it real fast, but then it's like it develops as the story goes on. So yeah, it's interesting. And now you've had your warning, and we're gonna get into the story.
Now we're gonna get into it.
So the story, the overall, rundown is we have two girls, Riley and Liz, who are dating. And they
two girls in one car.
Girls in one car.
Parks at the parking lot.
They park in the parking lot of the wet bar. And
is it wet bar? Does that mean something else? Because there's like a dry bar. So is this like a double entendre? Because it's piss?
I guess. I guess.
Their names are Liz and Riley, and I love that they chose Liz because Liz the Les just fits.
It just fits.
It just fits. Liz the Les.
Does Riley not fit?
Riley's gay too. They're all gay.
They're all gay.
So they were nervous to go. Well, Riley was nervous to go in because they had only done this in private before, the pissing stuff. So it's kind of alluding to the fact that this is going to be a little bit like exhibitionist or something. So they're talking a little bit. Liz is like, why are you nervous? This is your thing. So apparently Riley was the one who got both of them into all the piss stuff.
But now they're both into it. And it sounds like, I don't know how long they've been doing all the piss stuff, but they've been together for a while, since college, it sounds like. And now they're like graduated and buying a house. And that was where Cinnamon had commented, like, what year is this? Who's buying a house right out of college?
Who the fuck is buying a house?
Apparently these two chicks are.
Yeah, so based on their like dialogue, their comfortability with each other, you could tell they've been experimenting with this piss for a while now. And now they're going to this bar out in the open.
And so before we have them actually get into the bar, the author starts to describe Riley and Liz.
Age, height, weight, and cup size.
And nipple size. So we have Riley, who is 22 years old, 5'8", 130 pounds, a simple 36C cup size with 2-inch long nipples when erect. Like, and she's
they
excited.
Grew to 2 inches long. She was excited, and you even like said that is fucking long.
2 inches long.
Coco just stuck up his thumb.
I'm like, that's probably like 2 inches, and so that's for nipples.
Those are some
like a lot.
That reminded me of, I saw this content creator on Instagram who created these like this contraption. She programmed it with like an Arduino or whatever to have like nipples go erect based on the weather, which you don't get that reference because you haven't seen Mean Girls. We should have watched Mean Girls yet again. But yeah, it makes her nipples go out about 2 inches long. So it exists out there. Maybe she's wearing this contraption.
I don't think she is. I think this is all natural.
All natural.
All
baby.
natural. Yeah, when she went braless, they poked through her shirt. No shit, I'm not surprised. And then we have Liz, who is 21 years old, also 5'8". She's 160 pounds, and her cup size is 38D. And her green eyes complete her hotness for the lesbians.
The cringe factor here is going off the charts. Remember we talked about cringe versus hot? Cringe factor way higher now.
So the author describing Liz's hotness was cringy.
Sorry. I had to get it out.
But and then we get done describing the characters, and then the author then we have Riley locking the doors, and Liz is like, oh, we should take our panties off to make it easier on us as we go into this wet bar.
Very practical of her.
Very practical. Giving them an easier time peeing at the bar. So I guess they're going to start, peeing at this bar. We know nothing else about this bar at this point apart from
it's a wet bar.
That it's a wet bar. And then we go into part 2 of our story.
The girls entered into a 20 by 20 foyer, which I said the author is very much a numbers person, like 36D or whatever the fuck, and 20 by 20 foyer, just so it really puts it.
Well, but the weird thing is the author starts with all these numbers, and then I don't think we see numbers at all later, and there's no mention of Riley's nipples later on or any of that.
Yeah, so she didn't even do anything with the 2-inch nipples.
Yeah, that's like
a micropene. Like she could have penetrated with those.
So yeah, we get all of this information at the beginning, and then nothing happens with it.
We need more nipple action.
Apart from the no panties, we get a lot of pissing, but that was the only detail that actually ended up mattering.
Show me the money. Show me the numbers.
So they walk into this bar, they walk up to the counter, and there's 2 huge yellow signs that each proclaim, warning, you will get wet with piss. And so the comment that I had on there is, this is the splash zone, like SeaWorld.
Oh my Lord. Oh no, don't get me wet with piss.
And we got some country music.
Country
music
left
playing.
out the U.
They're welcome to the wet bar. There's a $20 cover. Please understand, the waitresses rely on tips. You can leave one tip on a card, but that will be divided amongst everyone.
Lame.
Let's talk about tips.
Lame. They should be paid a fair fucking wage. Because I said later on, the audience that this bar is serving, okay, one, it has to be women only. Then they have to be lesbians. Then they have to have a piss fetish. It's a very niche group, even in a big city.
And it's a piss fetish, but it's not even in a private setting, right? So like people will...
And exhibitionist.
It has to be exhibitionist too.
And yeah, so that's a very niche audience.
And I don't know if there's a spectrum, I'm assuming, to piss fetish. Like I think being peed on is probably one part of it, but the level of drinking of pee that later on goes on in this story is probably a whole other aspect to it, right?
Yeah, and you know this has to be fiction because lesbian bars can hardly survive, much less a lesbian exhibitionist piss fetishist bar. So anyways,
this has to be in a big city. This is like
the biggest city.
The biggest city. It's New York. It has to be New York. But it's a freaking
New
country
York
bar.
still the biggest city
In America. Or in the United States.
What about in the world? It's Tokyo.
It's not the biggest city.
Okay, so this could possibly open in Tokyo. Do you think Tokyo has a lot of lesbian piss fetishists?
Only one way to find out.
Let's go open it.
Let's
go.
Let's
Slut Shack.
go. Slut
LLC is expanding.
Wet Bar by Slut Shack.
Wet Bar by Slut Shack.
We could just call it the Slut Shack.
The Wet Shack.
The Wet Shack. How do you feel about pool tips?
Bullshit.
I don't.
Unless you're the lazy one.
Yeah, unless you're the lazy one.
Then I love them.
At a personal level, not the biggest fan of it, but I don't know.
I don't believe in tips in general. Just
pay living wages.
Yeah, of course. But like if you
tips
have no,
optional.
If you have no audience
at this bar, that same five people in the city are going to be coming in night after night.
Yeah, who's tipping that much?
Nobody.
Yeah, and then they talk about how they have a really high cleanup cost. No shit, they're peeing everywhere. I'm sure there's a lot of cleanup that needs to be done.
But is it that high? Just hose it down. Just install some drains and hose it all down.
Fair, I guess.
Make everything like the floor, the wall. It's like a giant
washable.
Bathroom. Yeah, just make everything bathroom tile. Okay. I could run this bitch. Put me in.
Put you in. And then, so as soon as they walk into the main room, the first thing Riley notices is a distinct smell of urine in the air. Her pussy instantly dampened. They walk into the tap area, and to which Cinnamon commented. Actually, your comment completely wrong, completely off. But continue to read your comment.
I said, "What are they gonna do? Tap in with catheters?" It's like I'm thinking like the Matrix, like they connect all the humans with their piss.
Yeah, that's not it at all.
The human taps. It's like a maple tree tap. You just tap the humans for the resource.
I mean, kind of that is what they do. So we get what the tap area really is next. So we essentially get women seated on these bottomless stools, and it is very clear that these waitresses are pissing into or onto the customers. So that's the tap. Like the women are just pissing straight into their mouths and onto them.
Do you think being a waitress at this bar would be considered sex work? Yes. Okay.
I feel like, yeah.
Just curious.
Yeah. No, I feel like it is.
Yeah, it's got to be.
It's got to be.
It's got to be.
How much water do you need to be drinking?
It can't be healthy levels.
It can't be healthy. Well, the other problem that I have, and we'll get into this later, is just like the way they describe the urine does not sound very... It does not sound like any of these people are very hydrated. But we will get into that.
But somehow they're pissing like crazy, like a fire hydrant.
Yeah. And then our girls sit down, and instead of ordering drinks on tap, they just get bottles for now, and so they receive beers, and so they're serving beer and piss.
That's all you need, baby.
What's
the difference?
At this bar. So they're starting to drink their first beers. And okay, so they start drinking their first beers, and then this girl next to Liz leans over, or she winks at Liz and then just starts peeing all over the stool, all over the floor. And Riley's reaction to this is, okay, that was just fucking hot. So I guess that gives you an idea of what we're in for with the rest of the story.
Imagine approaching
Mind you,
someone
we're
at
a third
bar.
of the way into the story, not even now.
Yeah, you just approach someone at a bar, make eye contact with them, wink at them, and then just piss all over the floor. That's where we're at.
And they're just like, oh, fuck, this is hot. And then
hey, she liked it though.
She liked it. Then they order a second beer, and halfway through, Liz starts to fidget. What did you?
Yeah, Liz is the one that just. Oh wait, no, the woman.
The woman next to Liz.
Oh, I thought it was Liz pissed
No.
I was like, wow, she's greedy because she's already pissing a second time.
No, it's Liz is now gonna piss. First time this story, Liz is gonna piss, and that same stranger that had just pissed hops off the stool, approaches them, and essentially is like, "Hey, are you gonna play?" And Riley's like, "Nah, fam, we gonna pee on the floor because we're just getting started."
Yeah, that's a lot.
And then
For beginners just pee on the floor.
According to Riley. And then the stranger's like, "No, you shouldn't waste that. Mind if I have a taste?" And Riley's like, "Sure, if you want." Essentially.
I need to collect my bath water and also my piss water and start selling it. That's what I learned from this story. Piss is kind of water. It's just got some flavor. It's got electrolytes in it.
Okay, but I feel like piss is straight piss. Piss water would be like if you pumped up the toilet afterwards.
Oh, yeah, true. That would help dilute it so that I could make more money off of less.
But should you sell the concentrate instead?
That's going to cost you extra.
Cool, okay. We got price ranges over here. You got to sell it by ounces though, or
yeah, or else I'll get in trouble with the government for not having the correct measurements, weights and measurements.
Back to the story. Stranger rises up immediately. No. She gets down on her knees, lifts up Liz's dress, and positions her mouth below Liz's pussy. And Riley can barely see what's going on, but then the stranger then rises back up, and it's obvious that her hair is wet with urine. And there's urine all over the front of her blouse too.
I don't know where it's coming from, but there's so much existential dread and shame reading this story that I get wells of it. I get wells of it that well up, and I get scared, and then I have fun again.
And then you have fun again. It's okay because Riley's disappointed too. They don't go over why Riley's disappointed seeing this. I honestly,
why do you think it is? Based
on the way that it's written, it sounds like Riley's just disappointed that she didn't get a better view. That's what it sounds like. Is that half of it was covered by Liz's dress? That seems to be Riley's freaking problem here. Is that she wanted a better view of Liz pissing on some chick.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, Riley didn't have the greatest view, but the look of pure release in Liz's eyes. Or maybe she was jealous that
Liz got to piss on someone else,
or that Liz didn't piss on her. It could have been a number of things.
There could be a number
Riley
of things.
To be upset because this was Riley's thing originally.
Yeah.
So it didn't say whether Riley got off more to like pissing on Liz or Liz pissing on her. So who knows? The world may never know why Riley felt a pang of disappointment that night at the Lesbian Wet Bar.
Moving into part 3 of the story. So where does part 1? So they get there, they go into the bar. Part 2, they're inside the bar, and then part 3 now. And so Riley and Liz start to drink their third beer.
So they might be buzzing, but they're both based on their sizes that were very succinctly described. They're probably feeling a little buzzed. Yeah,
they're buzzed. They start to realize that the drinks on tap are really piss.
So are they getting buzzed?
No, they've been ordering bottles.
They're buzzing off that.
No, it's not, because they've been ordering bottled drinks so far, and so that's beer.
What if the ones on tap bottled piss?
I'll support any ventures as long as we stick the Slut Shack label on there. As
long as we stick the Slut Shack label on that, baby, I'm all in.
to any of our listeners, we will offer limited edition, different vintages.
Actually, that would actually be funny if we put like diluted apple juice in a bottle and
Yeah.
put a Slut Shack label on it and gave it to people. Our most loyal listener.
We'll offer these bottles to listeners. Reach out to us on slutshackx@gmail.com.
Which, by the way, Coco has been doing an amazing job of plugging the email.
No one's emailed. No one has emailed thus far.
No one has fucking emailed Slut, and I'm ashamed, and I am upset at each one of you, our 2 listeners.
No one's emailed. But
we are waiting. We are looking for your email.
We check every day.
We would be so happy if we got just one email.
We would.
Please.
I was gonna make a piss comment, but I refrained.
Why, you're holding it in? You were gonna make a piss comment, but you're gonna hold that in.
I'm gonna hold it in. Oh gosh. Oh, this next part was kind of interesting, actually, in the story.
What?
A attractive older woman walks up to Riley, starts making out with her, then pulls Riley's hands in between her legs and just starts peeing on Riley's hand.
To which I said, I need this level of confidence. Like, I just walk up to someone at a bar, grab their hands, put it in my pants, and then pee on it. While making eye contact, I would do that.
And then she just leaves. She just pees on Riley's hand and just walks away.
I kind of get the piss fetish now.
Fair. I get it too. I'm not gonna lie. And then Liz then turns over and says, "Oh my God, this place is wild."
At that point, she thought it was wild, not the like drinking other people, strangers' piss.
Well, she hasn't really drank anyone's piss
no,
yet.
that stranger drank her girlfriend's piss.
Drank
Or
Liz's piss. I thought I loved your comment on there. It was like, I thought this was the point. Like, why would you think this is wild? That's the whole point of this bar.
No, this is the point. You thought this place was wild. That's why I said, because other wild shit has happened. But, you know,
we keep escalating from here, though.
There's always, in lesbian couples, in fiction, it's like a trope that one is always blonde and one is always brunette. And lo and behold, this lesbian piss fetishist story, there was one blonde and one brunette. Shut up, Coco. Shut the fuck up. Don't give me that look. That look Coco just gave me, I wish y'all could have seen it. God damn it.
Moving on.
No more talk of exes.
I didn't say anything.
I know.
I didn't say anything.
But you gave me that look. I knew what you would have said.
Oh boy.
God damn it, Coco.
I don't even want to like cut it out. I just want to bleep certain parts of it just to make it. Beep. Beep. Damn, that was more like a burp. That was interesting. Beep. Okay. Riley is now emboldened. She puts her hand on Liz's head, pushed her downward. With Liz on her knees, Riley lifted her dress and hovered her pussy over Liz's head. She let out a powerful stream of piss and showered her lover's head and face.
I love how excited you were to type this comment. Riley pissed.
Well, it was based off of
a ton of exclamation points, and you capitalized the I in Riley. It's like so unhinged.
Well, because you had commented on the amount of piss that Liz had released thus far, and so I was like, okay, we finally get Riley pissing.
Riley pissed. We were worried about her.
We were a little worried about her
that she was holding it in.
She's like 3 beers in.
Do you want to share your comment, your piss comment you came up with that you held in? Let it fly. Let it stream.
The moment's gone.
Oh, okay, never mind. Well, I brought it back. I'm going to be thinking about that moment the rest of my life at the Lesbian Wet Bar. When that was held in.
It was, yeah. And then, so once the stream stops, Liz just continues to start lapping at, Riley's pussy to clean her up. And then we suddenly aware this might not, or no, sorry. Riley reached an orgasm squirts all over Liz's face, and
So there's piss and squirt juice all over.
All
Isn't
over.
like piss squirting just like
there's
piss?
a good percentage of it. I think that is just.
How does she have any piss left to squirt?
She's 3 beers in. I don't
I
know.
hate that sentence came out of my mouth.
How does she have any
How does
piss
she have
left to
enough
squirt?
piss left to squirt? It's like, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is there enough piss left to squirt?
I mean, we're just getting started. This
I'm
is
gonna
just
fuck up a
round.
phrase and
This is
say
just
squirt
round
one of
one
these
of these pisses and squirts.
Yeah,
so
we're gonna try to record 3 episodes tonight. We've never done 3. We've done 2 a couple times. I don't think we've ever done 3. Do you think we'll be? I think we're unhinged tonight enough to do it.
we're gonna need to take a dinner break at some point. I'm
Yes,
starving.
yes, sir, Coco.
Okay, continuing on. We're not even halfway through the story, so let's get through this one first.
Yes.
So suddenly aware that might not be acceptable, they look around and they're like, "Oh yeah, everyone's chill with us fucking and squirting
Pissing.
everywhere." So
Squirting.
and
Coming.
yeah, they're like, "Oh, nice, solid show you put on," and all that jazz. And then we get Sally. Sally moves closer to them, and she's like, "I own this place."
She
To
does
which-
not sell seashells by the seashore.
I was waiting for
By
you
the
to
way,
address that
she
comment.
runs a lesbian piss bar. So at least we solved the age-old riddle of Sally selling seashells by the seashore. She actually just runs a lesbian wet bar.
And then we have Sally buying the girls a shot, and she's like, and then Riley's like, "Nah, I'm already feeling my alcohol." And then Sally's like, "Oh, this shot isn't alcoholic."
Wink, wink.
And so Riley and Liz are like, "Oh, absolutely then." So the shots, like the stuff on tap, is not alcoholic. It is all pee.
It's all pee, baby, all
It's
the way
all
down.
pee.
They into them piss shots. That's what you said.
Yeah, they. What did I even write?
Sally.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Sally shouted "Mag," which is probably the lesbian bartender. 3 shot glasses, please. The redhead brought them over and handed them to Sally. I love how they all have to have different color hair. But Sally wore a tight one-piece red leather outfit, which made me think of Britney Spears in the "Oops, I Did It Again" music video. So this entire time I'm imagining Britney Spears, the manager, owner of a lesbian wet bar.
Yeah, yeah, the way Sally's described is very Britney Spears from that video.
And
So-
if you are an avid Slut Shack podcast listener, you will know that I fixate on the phrase crotch area, which was dropped in this story. I don't know why crotch area started in the fan
It's
fiction community.
because as Cinnamon has mentioned in the past,
Crotches are an area. A crotch is an area. You don't have to say crotch area. Sorry, I don't want to be a bitch.
the reason this comes up in the story is Sally's tight one-piece red leather outfit has a zipper in her crotch area, which is then unzipped by Sally to reveal Sally's bald pussy.
She's bald eagle out here.
Sally grabs the shot glasses and squats over the glass underneath her, and pisses enough to fill the glass each time.
Does that mean that she's grabbing shot glass, pissing in it? As it gets full, she quickly swaps it out for another one?
Pretty much.
She's just like juggling these piss shots.
She's
a pro. Jinx. Sally sells seashells by the seashore.
No,
More like
she
Sally
sells-
sells piss shots at the lesbian wet bar.
Lesbian wet bar. The liquid in each glass was a deep golden color. And this brings us to hydration.
Yeah, stay hydrated, folks.
Stay hydrated,
Especially
folks.
if you're gonna be pissing and squirting at the lesbian wet bar.
Yeah, you gotta keep yourself
How
hydrated.
many times have I said lesbian wet bar?
We'll get a transcript of this episode. Oh, by the way, the podcast is now available on YouTube. To those of you that were not aware.
Thank you, Coco.
Yeah, and so we could probably get like a automated transcript probably from YouTube for the whole podcast, and
Hell
we
yeah.
can figure out how many times we've said random stuff.
Also, email slutshackx@gmail.com.
Yes, please do. Okay, deep golden colored piss. Sally zips herself back up and serves the shots to everyone. And then they toast to us pee lovers. May we forever be kinky.
An AI could never.
Be kinky?
No, an AI could never be this fucking corny. cheesy and cringe.
I don't know. AI is pretty corny and cheesy.
No, AI is very average. It would be average corny, average kinky, average cringe. Sometimes cringe is good, right?
Yeah, it's got to be equal.
It's entertaining.
It's got to be the right amount of cringe for the level of hot.
Do you think this has been balanced 1-to-1 cringe and hot?
At a personal level, I'm gonna go. It's hotter than it is cringe.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say it's pretty balanced.
Okay, fair. The three women down their shots like as if they were tequila, and Riley exclaims, "Your piss is divine." And that wraps up part 3.
Oh my God. Is this the last part?
I don't know.
There aren't as many comments because it started getting a little repetitive with the story.
Yeah. So part 4, we go into the shower.
Oh, wait, never mind. It didn't get repetitive yet.
No. May I have your attention, please? We are pleased to announce that we've had enough donations for a few women to do a shower in the center of the dance floor. If you wish to participate, please carefully make your way to the center of the dance floor underneath the bar's flag. And so my question here, it does get answered pretty quickly, is like, what did they donate? Did they donate the pee or did they donate the money? And so we quickly find out that the random women piss in a reservoir instead of on the floor or other women. And when they collect enough, they dump that from the ceiling like a real shower.
You said, what a golden opportunity.
Hey, if the shoe fits.
I wanted to know, okay, the piss comes out the ceiling. Now where does it go? Like, do they have drains installed?
They have to. They do this all the time.
This can't be a normal.
You're the one that said they probably hose everything down.
Yeah, this can't. The floor can't. Like, was I imagine it would be like any dingy bar with like, the dark wooden floor.
No, this is a specialized establishment.
Like I said, like you just need to have bath tiles lining the entire place, the bar, the floor, the walls, hell, even the ceiling. This is the splash zone. It's gonna splash.
Yeah, they're splashing everywhere.
I could run this fucking place. Put me in.
This is like fucking SeaWorld for
lesbian
like piss fetishists. Okay. Yeah, so they collect the pee and then
Zuko.
Liz and Riley get into the middle of the floor. There's like 30 women out there, and then they look up and start to see torrents of droplets as they rain down. And my question here is like, they've got this reservoir of pee that they've been collecting this pee in.
Right.
Is it still warm or is this like cold pee at this point?
Yeah,
I'm just
because
curious.
There can't be that many people in this bar, like we discussed. There's probably like 5 people.
There's 30 women there.
Okay, 30. Okay, so each one of them has already pissed several times.
There's 30 women on the floor. There are other observers.
Okay, so let's say 100 people.
Okay.
100 people that have already probably pissed like 2 or 3 times already.
Hey.
Wait, let's do the math. What if they peed, like 6 ounces? Let's just say you probably pee more than 6 ounces each time. But let's just say.
Okay, in water bottle math, do you think a person pees a water bottle at a time? Like 16 ounces?
I think I probably pee half of that.
8 ounces?
But I pee frequently.
Okay.
Okay, so 8 ounces. Let's say 8 times. Okay, I don't need my.
How much is it? How much is
that's 800 ounces.
How much of is a reservoir of pee gonna be?
800 ounces to, what do we want to measure it in gallons, or do we want to be more world friendly? Let's say 800 ounces to liters.
I just want to know how big this. Okay.
23 liters. Let's look up a 23 liter tank. Ish.
So,
dude, it's like a mini cooler worth of piss.
How much?
800 ounces. That's like 23 liter ice box. Look at this. This is like, I could pick this up.
Okay, so they need like maybe 10 of those?
For a shower? Yeah.
So each of these, you're saying 100 women need to pee 10 times?
Yeah.
That's going to take a long time. This pee is cold as fuck.
That's way more valuable. Yeah, unless they have a warmer to keep it nice and warm.
Oh. They got a water heater?
Do you think
they got a pee heater?
Do you think Bear Girls would still drink it?
Maybe.
It's sanitary.
It's sanitary. Okay. So the rains, the pee, the golden shower starts coming down, right? And who is this? Riley is immediately damp. She closes her eyes. The pee splashes on her face. And she's like, I want to make out with my girlfriend. So she turns around to try to find Liz. And she realizes that some other woman's already pushed Liz down to her knees and is feeding her pussy. And I'm sitting there like, are they cool with this? Like, what is this relationship? Are they open? Like, what's...
Yeah, they talked about it. There was that moment in the story where she's like, Riley or Liz turned to the other one and was like, oh, well, we talked about being open so you can, if you're comfortable. It was like the first time someone approached them.
Yeah, okay, fair.
And then from there, I guess it's just been game on.
Okay, fair. Because immediately right after, some other person approaches Riley and turns her around. Oh, it's Sally. Sally turns around Riley and then pushes Riley down to her knees and then stuffs her bald, unzipped pussy right in
her bald eagle
in Riley's face. And Sally's like, eat, baby. Eat and earn your reward.
Fucking Britney Spears in her red jumpsuit. I was going to say orange and then blue, and I landed on red. I might have brain frazzle.
So Riley's diving right into Sally's pussy. Sally screams as an orgasm rips through her. And then right after that, she's like, okay, open up, baby, and drink. And then continues to... and then with an extremely heavy stream piss into Riley's mouth. Extremely
heavy. It's like in Dragon Ball Z where they keep like leveling up. Like it's like level creep. It's like over 9,000. Extremely heavy piss.
Riley gulps and swallows and hardly lets any spill out of her mouth. So Riley's a swallower.
Riley's a swallower, confirmed. So she's a swallower.
She's a swallower.
So does Sally swallow piss by the seashore?
We don't know yet. Sally, after peeing in Riley's mouth, steps back, zips herself up, and moves on. Liz, on the other hand, is like, oh, fuck, Riley, that was really fucking hot. So Liz is into it. And that is part 4. That was the golden shower scene.
Oh my God, that was in the end.
Now, part 5.
They make their way back to the first bar, order around. They inquired about tap and verified it really did mean directly from the source.
Oh, and this is when Liz is like, oh, we haven't really done shit. And I'm sitting there thinking like,
what?
I feel like they've done a lot of shit.
In a golden shower, they've,
But then it turns out that Liz just wants Riley to eat her out and drink her piss and shit. And so we have...
So there's piss in this on the ground. I'm fixating at the cleanliness of the ground. There's piss. There's pussy juice. There's squirt juice. What else is on the ground? Are they going to start shitting?
No, I don't think so. It's a wet bar.
They'd be like, ew. The poo bar is across the street.
At this point, Liz is extremely wet. Riley gets on her knees, and then Riley starts to eat her out. Liz stiffens as she orgasms.
Do her nipples stiffen, though?
No, those were Riley's 2-inch nipples. Those weren't Liz's.
Do her nipples stiffen as Liz stiffens?
Maybe.
All 2 inches?
Apparently. So Riley starts to drink up the piss after Liz also pisses in Riley's mouth. And then some random chick's like, hey, if you drink like that, you gotta be, you really need to have a tap drink. And the other women want to show. And so Liz is like, oh yeah, girl, you gotta do that. Give him give Riley a beer on tap, And then Riley walks over to the tap area, over to the bottomless bartender that's waiting over there. And then the bartender has Riley squat down and open her mouth. And Riley covers the bartender's pussy and, gulps that pee down. Like, we got a comment from Cinnamon at this point.
Damn, how do I get that kind of job?
Riley's job or the bartender's
job? The bartender's job. Riley's not at work right now. She's a patron.
She's just enjoying the familiar, acrid, and salty taste of the urine flooding her mouth.
Ew, acrid.
And so Riley is enjoying herself, instinctively grabbing this chick's ass and just drinking every drop of piss this woman have to offer. And okay, so while she's doing this, she starts to feel her pussy part as fingers were shoved inside 2, 3. She only knew it was more than one, and she's being finger banged, and can feel an orgasm approaching. By who? Who is doing this? Do we know?
It's all passive voice.
Yeah, it's just like, so she's
Fingers
just swallowing.
were shoved inside.
Yes, she's just swallowing this piss as she's being
Finger banged.
And everyone's cheering like, "Oh, look at her go" and shit. The piss finally ends, and she's like, "I'm about to come," and so they just have another chick get in front of her and also start peeing in her mouth. And she's just orgasming and drinking more piss from another chick. And but she's like, oh no, this time the pee is sweeter.
To which I said, that's how doctors used to diagnose diabetes back in the day. They'd put a little piss in their mouth and be like, yep, it's sweet. You got diabetes.
And Riley continues to swallow, and then the fingers get replaced with a tongue, and she's just completely lost, her body quivering as piss flows down her mouth. And then she moves on to the third person. Some third older chick gets in front of Riley and also, starts peeing in her mouth. And Riley comes once more, and the crowd's erupting in praise. And then she's like, okay, I'm done now. I've had enough pee. And Liz helps Riley back up, and she's like, okay, we got to get home now. Because I need to fuck the ever-loving shit out of you.
You completely glossed over the fact that the older woman was old enough to have been Riley's grandmother.
Oh, yeah.
She heard the crowd chant, more, more, more. Anyways.
Yeah,
sorry,
the crowd's super into it. So Liz now wants to take Riley home and fuck her. To which your comment was,
how is she still horny after all of that?
Well, it's because Riley's been the one who's been fucking orgasming left and right. Like,
oh, because this is her thing.
Yeah, like Liz. I think Liz.
Why does Liz want to wait till she gets home? Why don't they just
do it here?
Bang on the piss floor?
I feel like Liz has gotten some action, but I guess not enough action so far.
That's because Liz is into poop. This shit's weak.
Maybe there's a part 2 we don't know about.
I'm not into this shit.
And then, so before they leave, Sally whispers something in Riley's ear, and then Liz is like, oh, what was that? And then Riley's like, oh, she offered me a job, $500 a night to just walk around and drink beer and perform like I did tonight. You get to drink free as well. And Liz is like, oh yeah, girl, you gotta fucking take this job. Like, now let's go. I gotta fuck you.
But what if taking the job? Okay, that's the end of the story.
That's the end of the story.
What if taking the job, like, Riley's passionate about piss. What if, like, turning it into work makes her hate it?
Then she'll quit.
And then she'll get into shit.
Some real financial shit.
Some real financial shit.
You're like, damn, Sally Moneybags from selling all those seashells.
Yeah, she sold enough seashells to open up her lesbian wet bar. Okay, Coco, so we could get right into it then. What'd you think? Chili Peppers star score?
Story rating? I had a blast with this one.
This was fun.
This was fun. I'm gonna go, maybe it's a little high. I'm gonna go 4 stars rating.
Damn, okay.
This was good. This was fun. I had fun with it. Chili Peppers, 3.5. No, screw it, 4.
I'll give
4.
Entertainment 3.5, and I'll give Chili Peppers 3.
Okay.
Because I feel like sometimes when there's too much fucking going on and coming and everything, it takes away the power of, like, if there was one really good, like, orgasm, that's hotter than, like, and then they cummed, and then they cummed, and then they cummed again, and they're fucking coming all over the place. Like, it's less hot to me.
Okay, fair. I was fine with that because I felt like there was a lot of variety. Like,
yes, there was. I'll give them that. They definitely, actually, you know what? I don't think I was fair enough, because compared to, like, the AI episodes we read, like, this was good. So I'll give it a star score of 4, but a Chili Pepper of 3.
Okay. So that brings us to a average rating of, I believe it's 4, and then an average chili pepper score of, what is that, 3.5?
3.25? You gave the chili pepper 3.5. I gave it 3, so it's 3.25?
I thought I gave it chili pepper.
Oh,
yeah.
4.
Did I say 4?
Oh, yeah, you did say 4.
Okay.
It's 3.5.
Yeah, so 3.5.
Nice.
And so yeah, that was the story. I would be interested to see what other kinds of story this author has. But yeah, this was.
They had great ideas.
Yeah, it was great ideas.
Remember
a lot better
how
than
in
the AI stuff.
The AI sweat episode where I was pissed at the AI because they just kept talking about sweat, but they didn't use it as like a plot point. Like put it in a bottle and drink it or something. You know what I mean?
So
like,
this was the other end of the spectrum.
Yes.
This author went for it, and we love that.
This author, you could definitely tell, is passionate about piss.
So this was Abby Kinky Mind. The title of the story is The Lesbian Wet Bar Riley Story from literotica.com. Please feel free to check out the story. Give them a like, follow, whatever. Give us some likes and follows and subscriptions, please. And yeah, I believe that's the episode.
Heck yeah, Coco. Over and out.
Over and out.
Now it's time for some aftercare.